My name is Aaron Lipsky. I'm an assistant chief with the City of Milwaukee Fire Department and Riverside alum. So it was kind of neat for me to be involved in our recruiting effort and be told that I could come here and talk with kids that were actually at Riverside, young adults at Riverside. I understand that we'll be doing this Thursday night and we're playing some other team.
Right, some other team. Yeah.
Some other team, right? It's my understanding that the police chief may have went over there and given this speech to them. That's fitting, right? But you're getting it from the fire chief here, all right? And this is what I want to tell you. A couple things. I ain't going to try to give you some big fake inspirational made for television speech here, but I do want to say this to you. First off, thanks for taking your time out of your practice here to just listen to me yammer on. But if there has ever been anywhere deep inside your brain or your soul or your spirit a willingness to help people, that's the number one thing that we need on the Milwaukee Fire Department. We need people who aren't afraid to step up, sometimes even when it's difficult or awkward or downright dangerous or hazardous to do so, to help somebody else out. I was always told the only reason that you need to go and be of service to somebody, to go help somebody, is simply the ability to do so. There they go right now. You all have the ability to do so. You're running around out here doing this. Every one of you comes ready-made with the physical capability. It just depends, do you have it here, do you have it here to get out there and want to do it? And I guess what I would tell you is every single one of you, there's not one of you that I'm looking at that I would think like, I don't know if that would work out too hot. Because everybody has the opportunity, everybody has the potential, everybody has the capability. We need you right now in the Milwaukee Fire Department. We need you now more than ever. We're in a society, in a city that is described and is in many ways sick and writhing in pain. And we're lying to ourselves if we try to act like it's not. We need you to come and help us fix that because, hey, check it out, the adults have really screwed it up, right? So if you ever had it anywhere in your heart that you wanted to be of service, think about the Milwaukee Fire Department as that option, all right? And I wish I could say this, like I wish I could go to every football practice and basketball practice and baseball. There's just not enough time in the day. So I had to come where I understood the very best reside, which is here at Riverside. So I just wish you all the best. I'll be there on Thursday cheering you on. Make us proud, right? Against whoever, what was their thing? Whatever they, Queen, there you go. And look out for each other and stay safe. And just remember something, that you're gonna get it hammered into your head forever about how you have to be a leader, you have to be a leader, you have to be a leader. And that's true. Many of you will rise. Many of you will rise to that position, but don't forget the importance of being a good follower and making the right choices about who you're going to follow, right? Now this is starting to sound like a Disney movie here, but just bear with me. You follow people that are leading you in the right direction. That's who you follow. And you listen. You know, we say crazy things because we're adults, but we've had crazy things happen. And we pray every day it's not going to happen to any of you. So look out for each other. Look out for the folks you're following. Let them look out for you. Let's get out there and do it to them before they do it to us. Can anybody name the movie, television show? No, I'm dating myself. That's all I got to say for you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for him? Maybe about his time at school?
Can you tell the difference between police siren and fire siren?
Yeah, because the fire siren's going to do hero stuff.
Whoa. I knew they had me.
I'm just kidding. No. But it is kind of true. No. Yeah, you, honest to goodness, you grow an ear, I can tell all different kinds of sirens. Just like firefighters, after you're in it for a while, you can tell about 15 different types of smoke just from the smell. You can tell like what's burning before you even get there. You kind of, that smell hanging in the air. It's not really the greatest talent to have because it means you've been to a lot of stuff that's getting destroyed, but yeah, you can. Definitely. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, that gear y'all wear, how much does it weigh? Like everything y'all wear?
It varies, but somewhere is around 75, and by the time you're carrying equipment, maybe 100 pounds. You know, once you're carrying, it does seem like a lot when you're just thinking of that number just raw, but yeah, think about the stuff you got on now. It's not super heavy, but it is bulky. It is holding heat in spots that it wouldn't otherwise. The bulkiness of it is not the worst part. It's the fact that it actually traps your body heat in, so you can't cool off, and you're working really hard while you're wearing it. So you got all that body heat just kind of like stuck in there. That's what really, they can actually get like heat exhaustion and stuff from that.
What's your mindset like to save?
What's my mindset when it's time to go in and save somebody? I'll tell you what happens is most people would be frightened running into a burning building, and real firefighters will tell you they're also frightened running into a burning building, and that is the truth. If you don't allow yourself to understand what your body feels when it's feeling fear, you'll never be any good at channeling it and getting the job done. So you do feel fear, but you take that in your brain and you let that energize the training that you've been provided, so you can use the equipment you've been provided, so you can use the muscles that you have, that God gave you, right? And that's how you go ahead and you make that rescue. And there are times, I'm telling you, there are times where firefighters don't come out. And that happens all across the country. It certainly has happened here. But more often than not, we do come out. Many times we are able to get in there and get somebody who's passed out from either smoke or having been burned inside of a fire, and we bring them out. Even those sometimes don't work out, but many times they do. And that's what it's all about, is you're making that push just on that chance. And you don't know who you're going in to save, you just know somebody's in there. So that helps you focus.
What's the best part about the job? Like, what keep you motivated to keep doing it?
I would say the team. The fact that does everybody like being on a team here? I mean, you're basically like hanging around and like stuffing your buddies into the sod here, right? That's got to be sort of fun. I was never a football player, right? Because you guys kind of just like beat me up when I went here. But I was a good swimmer. So I challenge Annie to a swimming match. But it's the team aspect of it. It's the team mentality. It's being back to back with your partners from your engine company or your ladder company, and knowing that no matter what happens, they're staying right there with you. And there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. I think the only other potential environments that exist might be in the military. And I have no military background, but buddies have told me that. And I know that in the fire service, I have never, ever, ever experienced greater team concept than my time with the Milwaukee Fire Department. It's awesome. Any other questions? Sir?
How close are you
How close am I to my coworkers? It's like any group. Some of them extremely close. I've stood up in some of my buddies' weddings. They stood up in my one wedding, and godparents to their kids and vice versa. And so that's pretty tight. I mean, you're at that point where, you already have decided you'll give your life for them, they'll give their life for you, right? And then it runs the gamut all the way on to people that, just because there's so many of us and we're spread out, I don't know that well, but the ones you work tightest with are the ones on your engine or your ladder truck. And that's a team atmosphere. There's nothing like that after you've worked with a group of folks for a while. Nobody can take that away from you. That's what drives the whole thing. Sir?
How do you, what mindset do you have to keep you pushing, when everything's going down in shambles? You know what I'm saying? In a situation of panic, how do you keep yourself?
I gotta come a little closer. I couldn't quite hear you.
How do you keep yourself motivated in a situation of panic? You know what I mean? Everything going down in shambles. That's it. The house is going down.
your comparison?
You know what I'm saying?
What? Okay, so yeah, that's a good question actually, because there's a lot of potential, and I'm sure you guys could relate it to some sort of play that you're set to do that you're not 100% is going to go well, or when it's down to the wire and there's points on the line that could make the difference in the game. That's sort of where you find yourself in firefighting sometimes. And the very best of firefighters would really probably irritate you if they were at your house and your house was on fire, because there would be no excitement at all. You want them to be excited, right? Because in the TV shows and the movies, they're running and yelling and doing big dramatic things. In real life, it's not about all the drama. It's about getting the job done. So you got very focused, calm, and they're moving with urgency. They're hustling, but there's not a lot of fanfare about it. That's how you know you're really around. You know, you're really in the presence of greatness at that point.
So like, when y'all on the way to an emergency or a fire or something, are y'all like strategizing like while y'all on the way there? Or?
Absolutely. On the way to an emergency, we're having a lot of conversations. We do have some technology that helps us, but the best tool that we'll ever have in firefighting is our brain, and it's our ability to recall things that most people don't even pay attention to. There's things about all these buildings that make it especially hazardous in a fire situation, or even if we're here for a medical run. And our ability to remember after having gone into a building what the layout of that building is pretty remarkable. The other thing is we can't memorize every building, but we can remember building construction styles. There's only a couple basic styles in which buildings are built. And so we're talking a lot about that on the way to fires, because that's going to impact where we're going in, how we have to attack that specific fire. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thank you. So just so you know, if you're shaking my hand, that's basically an application. Cool? No?